back. Back-to-back weeks.
Let's go.
Y'all haven't experienced back-to-back weeks since we first started.
That's right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, cousins and fam, to another episode of
Merienda Time Podcast.
This episode of Merienda Time is brought to you by us.
And that's all right
Drew
now.
Baby!
Oh, yeah, Drew Baby.
Yes.
I know y'all loving Drew Baby right now.
Yeah.
New addition to the fam.
Drew Baby's here.
You know, a family starts and there's always going to have to be a baby. And that's what Drew is, Drew Baby.
Drew Baby. We started this Merienda Time family almost a year ago, and now we have our first baby, Drew Baby.
You know what happens? Yeah, babies happen when families are doing good.
Say hello, Drew Baby.
Hello.
Okay. So, this is our second ever official podcast that is being recorded and will be on YouTube. Our first
Or our
one.
first video, first podcast with the video.
What's our
No,
second podcast?
Did
Oh,
I just say
second.
that? Did I just say that?
Yeah.
You said that,
You
right?
said second, yeah.
I wasn't listening.
Drew Baby with a fact check.
That's why Drew Baby's here.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm very excited.
And for those of you who watched the episode last time, let's just say, we just want to get out there that these real benigs, yo.
Don't mess it up. I like the
These
background.
are real benigs out here, man.
But will this be our permanent backdrop?
Let's let the listeners decide. You tell us.
Yeah.
What do you think about this benig? We'll give
Also,
you a couple options in the next few weeks.
Yeah. We have a vision though, but we'll let them decide a little
Yeah, and if you don't know what a benig is, tune into the last episode.
Or
Describe it.
look it up on your phone. Let's read what the definition of benig is. A benig. A benig is a hand woven.
Very important.
Benig is a hand woven mat normally used for sleeping or sitting on. It is not textile. That means it is not made of cloth.
And they also make great backdrops.
Oh, it's made of dried leaves? Yo, when you first feel it, a benig, and you don't know what it is, you're like, you have to lay on this? But honestly, I fall asleep easily on a benig.
Yeah. Well, Asians love to sleep on the floor. Dude.
Yeah. So when I sleep
Asians
on one,
just we see a floor and we just go,
it's made of dried leaves. That's lit.
I'm going to lie down on that floor.
Yeah.
But first, I need to make it look pretty with this.
I wonder what other people like, yo, what is that Asian person sleeping on?
And if you think
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And if it's made out of dried leaves, they just saw leaves on the floor. And
Yeah.
they're like, yo, I'm going to make that into.
Yeah. I have no time.
Yeah.
And also, you know what's cool about benig is when you pass out heavy, you wake up with prints on your face or on your hand or your body imprinted.
Yeah. It, gives
There's
your complexion a
There's
nice
this cool picture
texture.
of a baby sleeping on a benig.
That's me.
Hopefully, not you. It's not you. Your name is Drew Baby. It's not you. Can we zoom in onto this? Or will we?
What's this, dude? Just hold it up. Oh, blurry. Okay, sorry.
Okay, whatever.
Look it up. You'll find it.
Anyways,
Well, we hope you guys are having a great week out there. What's up?
just started, but I hope you're having a great day. Oh, no. But by the time this comes out, because
Yeah.
Drew Baby's very fast with it,
Monday for us.
it'll be Wednesday.
Yeah.
It'll be Wednesday for you guys.
Anyways, just what you think about our first episode on YouTube. Check yourself out.
Check myself out.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, it kind of felt like, recording. We've been recording this podcast for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
By a minute, I mean a few months.
And by a few months, we mean about 6 or more.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like we got comfortable and sort of accustomed to doing these podcasts.
Okay. What do you mean, like?
It's like, well,
we
I guess
got
what I'm trying to
content?
we kind of got in a nice flow and a nice habit of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing yourself on camera is crazy, dude. Now now I need to think about what I'm doing with my body.
Yeah, I get distracted because I'm like, what's going on over there
We-
with that guy.
And we also have to dress up now. Not that we
Not really. But I
do.
wanna
We
make-
don't really have to dress
I
up.
do
but
want to wear something more flattering to myself, my body.
I know that's what I
you
mean.
know?
Because before we used to just record these in like our house clothes.
I also was gonna be like, should I shave my wig today? But I'm just gonna keep it natural with you guys. Like, I'm just trying to make all the bald guys in the world more comfortable. Because I'm sorry, I'm gonna kind of go on this really quick.
Dude.
My coworker was like, "Hey, what do you like? You know, how do you shave your head? Like, when did you start shaving your head? Blah blah blah. Like all these
Yeah.
bald questions."
Bald people questions.
She's like, "Yeah, because my husband, you know, he's been bald, but just finally accepted it. But still, but he's still like what I have right now, like this little stubble. He doesn't like it. He's not comfortable with it. He'll wear a hat or you know, it's just like, yo, man. God, I mean, I make it look easy, but be comfortable, bro. You know, first and foremost, you have a wife already. No need to impress anyone else.
Well, let me just say this, dude. Ian McKay got it right. Ian McKay got it right. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's a singer from, well, he started that band Minority Threat.
Okay.
Or it's Minority Threat. Dumb. I mean, Minor Threat.
Okay.
And Fugazi. But it's like you said, dude. You can't be what you wear. So you best off being just what you are.
Yeah. Just be who you are. And also, you are who you are. I'm bald, but guess what? Also, I'm super confident. So you can't be me. So
I know, it's true, dude. I mean,
this is also a thing too. It's like, yo, if you see that you're going bald or you're bald, guess what? Everyone knows too.
Yeah.
You know, you can't hide it.
And also, sometimes you just need to also, like on the flip side of that, cuz you helped me through this a lot. And for you listeners out there, my cousin, this is why we have Merienda time. You also got to accept that if you have long, beautiful hair, sometimes you just got to let that shit grow, bro.
Did I tell you that?
You told me that.
Yeah.
I was like so scared to grow my hair out.
I was just like, I only know one Justin.
Yo!
I only know one Justin. And guess what? And this is when he had shorter hair. I was like, it's not you.
Yeah. Well, for the cousins out there, the story is it's like, you know, growing up in high school or when I was a kid too, I had like long hair. And then, you know, when I turned 20, 21, got a job and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then felt like I had to.
You knew Justin when he had like shorter hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he was trying to conform and like.
Yeah, that's yeah. I've been
just trying to go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. Go for it, brother. My
it's
bad.
all good. I mean, like I really was. I did feel pressured to
look a certain way.
You know, all my coworkers. Yeah. Because you know, it's almost like if you do your own thing, the risk with doing your own thing, like
stand out.
Yeah, that. And I feel like sometimes when in a work environment, if you aren't following the status quo as far as like your like look, you have to kind of like go like a step further and make sure like you do your work well to prove yourself, kind of, which is no problem because I do my work anyways. You know?
That's the thing is,
but still, you know.
Are you still?
But a younger version of me was like cutting my hair all the time. Also, it's more expensive, dude.
My thing is, hey, you're probably the same teacher.
Yeah.
Or even better with your longer hair.
No, definitely not like that.
But the moral of the story, or the point of that story?
Be you, dude.
Yeah, be you, brother.
Do it.
Bald is beautiful. Long hair is beautiful. Yellow is beautiful. White is beautiful. Black is beautiful.
That's a message for the people from Merienda time.
Everyone's
That's
beautiful.
what this podcast is all about.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say 4 eyes are beautiful, just for Drew Baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
4 eyes.
Drew Baby.
Is that even like a joke nowadays? Like
4 eyes?
4 eyes?
No.
Do you ever get called that, or
No.
you're like, that's lame?
No
Lame
one's
joke.
called me that.
I think that was like
haven't.
a
No, but-
90s joke.
Yeah.
I mean,
now the glasses I feel like are just an extra accessory.
Yeah.
some
I think
people without like eyesight problems, they'll wear glasses. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be like a thing when we were younger.
Yo, did you see that new movie with Keanu Reeves? He wore glasses without the lenses in them.
Which one? Always Be My Maybe?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen
Keanu
that
Reeves.
yet.
He wore glasses, and he made a point to say that
Oh yeah.
it had no lenses in them. Spoiler, but
Great movie though.
I'm really not spoiling shit.
No, it's on Netflix. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, let's watch that shit.
Where we were going, I just threw us off the course. I drove us off.
We're on course, dude.
And by the way, speaking of this movement right here, just want to throw us off topic again.
Okay.
Is I was driving with my girl and I was just like to the music, like this,
Grooving?
like that, and she's like, "Oh, dang, you got so many different moves." I'm like, to be honest with you, all my moves are daily things I do. Like,
You're like the Karate Kid?
it's like this is like a driving move, like.
Yeah, you're like the Karate Kid, but for dancing?
Yeah.
There you go.
And then, like, I could do one of these. This is someone calling my name. Oh, shit. What? Everything I do is like a movement. Like this is, if I do this, it's like, this is what I do at the gym.
Overhead press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
So this is your party move?
Yeah.
Or your pull-ups.
I feel like I'm always making lines. I'm always like drawing in the air. Like,
Dance. I mean, I was like, dancing is so easy. You know?
I love doing this one,
What
too.
move is that? Like, what inspired that?
I don't know. Probably Bollywood. Yeah. Dude, Bollywood's fire, dude.
Are you talking about Artesia and Pioneer? That's what inspired
India
you.
Town?
Yeah.
Grew up pretty much around there, man. It's a good place.
Sorry, off topic again. But yeah, we're going to go back on topic, which was...
Oh, yeah, so about last podcast, how I
Yeah.
felt about it. Like I said, I was thinking about how... I feel like the word I'm about to use is a little too loaded for what I'm trying to describe. Like I said, I was just going to say, like, I felt uncomfortable, but not really. Like, a few notches below that. It just felt, I guess, uneasy, just because I'm being recorded. But then it just, like, kind of made me, thinking about it throughout the week, made me realize, like, why we do this podcast anyways. And it almost, like, reinforced the fact that I think that doing this podcast is a thing I want to do, and it's awesome. And what made me think that was the fact that I feel a little uncomfortable, the fact that I feel like out of my comfort zone. Usually, when people feel uncomfortable with something, like,
I think,
especially something new they're starting, it scares them away. But I feel like that's like a good way to navigate, like if you're doing something tight,
Also, I think a lot of good things come from being uncomfortable, because then you find out who you are, and if you're going to, like, I guess, fold or just grow from that.
Yeah.
But speaking on that, I know what you're saying, because when we first started the podcast, I was more worried about how I was speaking, what I was saying. I noticed more things I was saying, like I would say that. So I was more conscious about it. And then we got comfortable, because I was like, no, whatever, I'm speaking. I'm just going to speak how I speak, or try to pronunciate more. And now adding this into it, I'm like, okay, how am I looking? How am I?
Oh, yeah.
This is another thing you have to think about. So it's not, I guess I'm more conscious about another thing. But
It's one other layer.
It's another layer, but like, just like how when we first started, we're going to get comfortable.
You just got to get comfortable. But again, it's like, like you said, when you first started doing this podcast, you think about like how you hear yourself talk. It's almost, what's the word the kids use? Cringy. That's what my sisters say a lot. It's
I never heard that
to
before.
hear yourself talk.
I never heard
Never
that
heard
before.
that before?
No,
Oh, you don't got little sisters.
Actually, I've heard, I'm cringing, but I never heard it like,
It's cringy now.
that's cringy.
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like that's like a cereal name,
Cringy,
Like a nasty
cringy toast
soup.
crunch.
Like you get the 99 cents.
Have you heard that before? Is that a thing you've heard?
Cringe?
Yeah.
Cringy?
Cringy, like a term,
Yeah,
like
the word cringe.
that's so cringy. Well, cringe.
You're
The
of that
word is
generation,
real.
Drew?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Don't
I
give
first
away
heard
his
about
free-
it like maybe like 2012 when I was like in middle school.
Yeah.
Don't give away your information, Drew.
But
Your
anyways,
secret still. Remember,
Yeah.
you're a secret. So you should blur that out or edit that out. Not edit that, but maybe put it like when you said that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to be a mystery, but also give a lot of information out.
All right.
until they say like, "Who is he?" Tag him on your. Oh, what's up with
Drew Baby
Not Drew Baby, but yeah, Drew Baby, but
What's up with
clips on our thing though.
on our Instagram.
I need access to them.
Oh, okay.
To the
yeah,
account.
You
yeah,
get
yeah.
from this
Yeah.
guy.
Shit. But like I was saying, hearing your voice could be very like cringy, I guess.
Yeah, because you're
That's
like, I
one
hate my
thing.
voice.
Yeah, yeah. And then I guess seeing yourself is like another layer to that too. But then again, dude,
How do you feel about that? Because have you ever like been recorded?
Oh, like I tried vlogging.
Oh, you didn't like it?
Mm.
No, I did like 3 episodes or 3 like videos, and I liked it. It was like another layer, like you
Yeah.
said, but
Yeah.
I think it's just being able to like understand like
That's
they're
who
gonna
you
judge
are.
you. Like anyone can judge you
Mhm.
if you're given on that platform or like you give the opportunity to like
Yeah.
record
I
yourself.
mean, it's out there. Yeah.
So if you just already think that it's baseline that everyone's gonna judge you, what's after that?
Also, it's just like me being bald, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. This is how you're gonna sound. This is how you're gonna look. This is how you know. This is what it is.
I mean, there's only a certain extent that you could change that,
It's-
like editing and like
yeah. It's crazy how simple that is to just
just let go.
let go or just let go or just accept who you are. How simple it is, but it takes people forever.
I think-
It takes a lot of time sometimes. But for me, what I was trying to say with earlier and this new layer that we're talking about of like each thing just being another thing, I think like one of the main things you feel is like kind of like doubt, right? Here's the thing, dude. It's like we used to say in our old podcast, like doubt is irrelevant.
Doubt.
Doubt.
I was trying to make like a word to rhyme with
It's
it,
like
but I
not
can't.
useful. So you just like, I don't know, man. Who
I don't even know what it is, to be honest. Yeah, I don't doubt myself at all. I'm hella confident, bruh.
Have you
And
been,
then because we-
confident like your whole life, like from
I want to say I've always been confident. Obviously, like during, I'd say high school years, you always have those, because you're around, you're trying to find yourself a little bit more.
Yeah, the
You have those
process
like
there.
a little, and not, I guess you want, for lack of a better term, insecurities. You're trying to figure yourself out. But I think right when I was like 22, 23, I was just like, this is me, bruh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could do a lot. I've
Yeah.
done a lot because I used to not compare, but I was like, damn, how come that guy's not doing what I'm doing? He's got this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
But I'm like over here
Yeah.
with it, you know?
Well, I don't know. Like I teach kids, right? I teach kids from like the ages 4, and the oldest is like 13, right? 14 even. And this is like I'm generalizing, but some of these kids I've been with for like 8 years, you know, or I've seen them grow, and it's like when they're young and they're like 4 or 5, kids like that are shy sometimes and they still get embarrassed. But again, I'm generalizing, but it just seems to me that like they do a good job of like not really worrying about themselves. Like if they sing, they're gonna sing. If they're gonna play, they're gonna play. If they're gonna choose like a certain toy or a certain color when they're coloring, they're gonna choose those colors, right? And they just like they kind of love themselves a lot.
Yeah.
And as they get older, it almost feels like they get taught to
Not like a certain thing.
to like question themselves a little bit more. You know?
Oh, yeah.
But
Well,
which
is because they want to be
or
accepted?
yeah, so there's always that a little bit hesitation, like, oh, do I like red? Am I gonna use red here?
Yeah.
Do I really want to draw a flower
Is it
right
'cause
now, or am I gonna draw?
Is it also because they're like, oh, because not everyone likes red?
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I know it takes you know, I know it's important to like master things and like, you know, look into yourself and stuff like that. But I just feel sometimes you don't want to take it too far. I feel like you gotta still kind of just love you gotta learn to love yourself again as much as you did when you were a kid.
And I know it's like the Guya in me to like, Guya means like older brother and like just whatever, you know, to always reach back to like, let's say you, Drew, because obviously you're younger than us, to like tell you things. The most important thing I always try to tell people is just like, yo, just, you're cool, dude. You're good where you're at. Just keep with that. Don't worry about whatever, you know. It's always just like the main point. I always try to be comfortable. You're good, dude. You'll be all right. You're on the right track. Don't worry about whatever's going on. You're on the right track. Do you. That's very like cliche. I was telling my girl this the other day. most of the cliched things are true.
Yeah, they
You
work
know?
out. I was about to say, dude.
Most of the cliched things that people say,
cliche
it's very
for a
cliche,
reason,
but
yo.
it's true, you know?
Like, think about, like, trying to come up with the phrase, like, a new one or a new sort of, like, idea to get on that level of being a cliche, you know? Like, to spread it. Like, that's like climbing up the ladder of, like, social media or climbing up the ladder of, like, Billboard of, like, the best song. For it to be, like, worldwide. I mean, come on.
Cliche is almost, like, too good to be true. Like, oh, that's cliche. Like, I can't do that because it seems too simple, but it's simple, man. Just accept yourself.
Such stuff we do.
Guess what? And believe in yourself.
Let go, let go. Sometimes you gotta let go.
Another
You hear
episode.
You hear this a lot in like the self-help world, but it's like, you know, like let go of like the ego. You know, if you like, it's like your ego is the one that gets you thinking like, oh, am I good enough or am I not good enough? Just let that shit go and just
Oh, that brings me to
do
what
your
I
thing.
want to talk to
man.
you about.
Oh, what do you want to talk to me about?
Wait, what did you say right now?
Just the ramblings of a crazy dude.
Just another episode.
Just
of
another
us.
the ramblings of a crazy dude who had a pretty decent day, and is feeling good.
As far as being, were you saying something about
Talking about the ego.
letting go? You said right. Sorry, letting
yeah.
go, but also letting go and just. Damn, what were you talking about right now? I forgot.
It's whatever, dude.
No, what I wanted to talk about earlier, we kind of discussed it before the podcast, was when are you ready
To do shit?
to do shit?
Dude.
Because you know how, like, not everyone, but you always run into people that are always like, yeah, I'm just working towards this thing, and I'm just not ready. I'm working towards it.
Yeah.
But my thing is, how are you going to know you're ready? You're always going to delay it because you're saying, I'm working towards it.
You know, that's a good point because there's a lot of people. I've met a lot of people, and a lot of people I've just seen become more and more successful in whatever it is that they want to do, whether it is school, whether it's business, whether it's art, mostly in the creative field. Mm-hmm. And then I know a lot of people who are still kind of saying the same things and like haven't really done anything. Mm-hmm. And it just looks like to me, the people, it just seems like the people who give the least fucks are the most successful. Let me explain. So what I mean by like the least fucks, like people who are just like, well, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do it. And they just keep doing it regardless of like how many times they fuck up, regardless of how many times they fail. You know, they don't, regardless of that, like if they're the best or not. Mm-hmm. You know, some people like, what stops some people from doing is like, oh, I'll never be the best. I'll never do, you know, I'm not good at, like, people who give the least fucks, in my life at least, I've seen are like doing really well now. And then the people who like consider what they're doing, you know, they always got a plan. They gotta like, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. They spend their whole lives planning and they never take that leap. If you never take that leap, it's just like, it's so infuriating to hear your friends, especially people that you like, and you have like the same conversations.
But
over and over again.
You know what's big, and people are very failure. You know, like people are afraid to fail, and for good reason, because they don't know how they're gonna react towards that failure. You know, are you gonna like just like fuck, I can't do it, or you see what you've done, you're like, okay, now I know what it's like what I just did. I know what I could do differently. I guess it's
like not only that too. It's like it's not only that they're afraid of failure a lot of the times. I just feel like sometimes they want to get it right so badly. You know what I mean? Like they want to get it right so badly sometimes that it stops them from actually trying. I mean, I'll give you like an example would be like someone who likes to draw, right? Mm-hmm. Someone is not willing to make 200 shitty drawings, 1,000 shitty drawings before they get to the good one, right? They want to spend all their time working on one perfect drawing, and they just spend like forever on this one thing, and they never like move on. They never like, it's like, oh, this is done. It's not that, you know, whatever. Like, you basically, this is how it is. You draw, and sometimes as you're drawing and you're making shit, you're like, damn, this fucking sucks. This is whack. And then later on you look back but you finish it.
Yeah.
And then later on you look back and you're like, all right, it's not that bad. Or you're like, oh, it's shitty. But you just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Some people like don't even want oh, it's not perfect enough the first time. I don't know if that makes any.
No, that makes sense.
I don't know.
No, that makes sense. Damn, what I was gonna say in regards to that too was another thing. I'll try to remember the other thought was, it's cool when you say, "I'm not there. I'm working towards it," but you have to also tell yourself, "What am I doing that's working towards it? What's the goal, and what are the steps I need to do?" If you have the goal and you say it out loud, like, "Okay, we want to improve the quality," right? That was a goal for me and Justin, where we got to buy this, we got to buy that. So we had to get that, and we'll be closer to making this quality better, which we did.
Yeah.
Right? You can't just keep on saying it and not do it.
And that's a good point too. And I think what brought us to this point, and obviously we're still in the beginning of this journey, right? If anything, this podcast is us documenting us wanting to have a podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
people always ask me like, what's the podcast about? What's the podcast about? You know what it's about, ladies and gentlemen? It's about us. Sponsored, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And I think when we talk about goals and stuff, it's sometimes I feel like we had these goals, but we weren't so fixed on it. You know what I mean? The goal was less important than just making something happen every week.
You know what?
And now we've got to this point.
You know what the goal is us getting out our positive message to try to like encourage other people and give them support and just talk about our experiences. Maybe hopefully people can relate to it. And this journey is, we want to make that quality better. We want to give you the best presentation of the message we're trying to give, or the vibe or energy. And we're just trying to make that the best quality possible.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude.
So we have Drew Baby here. That's why he's helping us out.
Drew Baby! But again, it's like for us, like, I feel like this is like an art for us right now. Like, and what is art? Art is just, I think for us, it's like we have these, good vibes inside, I guess you could say. These like experiences we have when we hang out, and we feel good, and that shit's real, right? And we just want to share that with people, and we don't really know how yet. And that's why we show up. That's what this is about. That's all it is.
You know what I want to say too, and I forgot, but now I remember, was I hate to be PC. I kind of just want to speak our mind, but we're trying to be positive. And I don't want to be PC, but obviously a lot, because I'll be like, hey, it all depends on your attitude towards things, right? Being positive. Obviously it's hard for others, and everyone has their own situation going on, and maybe it's harder for others to be as positive as us, as optimistic as us.
Yeah.
But also because we support each other. And that's what we're trying to do, is support the listeners to just go and do it.
Yeah, because you can't. Yeah, I know what you mean by like we're so positive and so like turnt all the time because we have each other.
And people see,
and hopefully that's what this podcast does.
Yeah,
I feel like that's something that brings value to in my life and your life, and we just want to bring that value to everybody here. And again, if you guys, if you're watching this show and someone asks you what is the podcast about, it's like, about Justin and Good Boy wanting to have a podcast, and that's it. Yeah. And we'll figure out the rest along the way. So it's like, if you want to paint, you just gotta want to paint. Don't figure out what you're gonna paint yet. That'll come. If you want to make music, just make it. You'll figure.
Try to make the best you can possible.
If you want to be a doctor, then go for it.
With that being said, obviously we have Drew here.
Drew Baby.
Before we actually did our first episode, remember we said, "Oh, listen to this episode." Yeah. You get that same vibe.
Yeah, it's weird to like be in the moment and be in the present and
when we're talking
and listening to like past episodes. But I enjoy it.
Thank you, Drew.
Are we like just the only ones thinking that, or do you get that sense too when you heard that one podcast? What was that podcast?
What do you mean, like
episode?
As far as us trying, what we're trying to.
You think people feel the vibe?
Did you feel like we're just trying to be positive about it?
Yeah, I think what helps, or like what I'm noticing, is just community and like almost like a family here. Where
recording has been stopped.
Uh-oh.
Minimum recording time has been reached.
Is it good though? So it was it still going when he said that?
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
We're good.
So repeat
Safety.
So where was I? Okay. Like I'm noticing it's the same vibe as from episode 6.
Damn, episode 6 and we're at episode 23. Oh.
24.
24.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. That's what we have him here.
But you know, documenting over create. There's like this guy. His name's Gary V, and he likes to preach like documenting the process over creating like that big like painting.
Who's Gary V? It sounds like a Filipino guy.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, dude, I love Gary V.
Who's Gary V?
You should Google him.
We're talking about two different Gary V's, but for you
Is it Gary
Filipinos,
Valencia, whatever his name is?
Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh, no. My guy's Asian.
yeah.
Yeah.
For those you don't know, Gary V is like the Justin Timberlake of the Philippines.
Yeah, so that's who I was thinking
Yeah,
about.
I was thinking that Gary V.
But this
Different
Gary,
generations,
This
bro.
Gary V, he wasn't so good in school, and he basically made like a following through his parents' business of like wine in the East Coast, and like now he's like, you know, like your motivational speaker or someone who has like experiences and like gives insight.
Tell me what me and Justin's like. You know what? One of our main goals is to become
Motivational speakers.
motivational speakers and like life consultants.
Dude, shit's tight.
So that's what we're gonna do.
You know how people are like, oh, dude, I was thinking about that too. Like people always clown on like motivational speakers and like self-help people. Well, first of all, the word self-help is kind of funny, but people always make fun of it and clown on it.
But on Instagram, a lot of people like those things, motivational things.
Yeah.
So what the?
But it's like, isn't that value?
Yeah.
Isn't that valuable? Would you want to share that?
If it helps people, obviously, because people like it, because they need that. They need that little thing to just.
It's
okay.
It's the same as saying. It's the same as saying like if saying motivational speakers aren't a real gig is like saying being a comedian isn't a real gig.
It's all saying like
You know,
being a producer for a podcast isn't a real gig.
It's all real.
Tell them, Drew, baby.
Going back to like what I noticed, it's like again like this is like you guys are real, and like the podcast is real. It's the real deal.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm real.
Yeah.
I'm real, dude.
Show up, dude.
But yeah, that's what we're trying to do. I mean, I feel like at some point in each podcast, we're just always like reminding people what we're trying to do. But
Well, it takes constant like repetition to like get the message out. Ain't nothing wrong with that, dude. Repetition's tight.
yeah,
Repetition is tight, dude.
repetition is tight.
That's also repetition is also one of the principles of design. You find that shit in art. You also find repetition in music. So you know what, dude? Repetition ain't such a bad thing.
Yeah.
It also translates to practice, and I think like if you guys or if we want to improve quality or improve this or get to your goal, it's just practice toward it every day. Or
Obviously, we involved Drew, baby, and he's upped us up to another level.
Dude. Yeah.
What else do you think? How else do you think we can improve, Drew, so far off of your editing and seeing this?
I think
going through that just the previous podcast.
I think vlogging, like not only after.
That's what I was saying,
after this
Just not a show, but like I think you should start vlogging,
Doing
Just.
a show. Yeah, you're right.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, not just us together vlogging, but I think us
what
separately.
you guys are doing.
What we doing a day to
after
day?
hours.
Yeah, I think that's why I wanted to vlog our vacation coming up.
I feel like I keep moving, dude.
That's all good.
I mean, I'm not apologizing. Don't get me wrong. I
think us vlogging just different stuff or different things that we do together and separately
be huge. Yeah.
would be big. I think Justin's personality and just what he does is people would be super interested in that. Yeah. Even like today, you just said, I was at different coffee shops in LA. I think you just doing that, and
dude, that shit is crazy, man.
you can start doing that, cuz.
Yeah, so for those of you listeners out there,
on the way, coming.
So during the summertime, I pretty much like do like freelance work, you know, whatever here and there. But mostly I'm on vacation because I'm, you know, teacher life, right? And I just like when I do work, I tend to like lock myself in my room a lot, and just because it's the only way I could focus. I'm like so ADD. So I was just like, I'm gonna try and go around and see all these other places. So I basically been spending a full day at like full day. I mean like 6 hours in like different coffee shops.
Third of a day
around LA, and I do work and stuff like that. And so far I've hit like 5.
today.
Today's like my 5th coffee shop.
But within that.
Oh, today I went to 2 separate.
I think just needs a vlog, man. I'm telling you right now.
But it's so crazy. Like I always felt like it's first of all the concept of, hey, I'm gonna buy a $3.
You don't need to do that though.
No. But listen, it's so funny to me because like I buy a $3 coffee and now I live here, for the entire day. And because people next to me have been sitting there since the morning,
dude.
And like I'm there too. And it's like if you don't hold your spot sometimes, like that's it. And I'm like, it just amazes me how long like, people stay there. Bro. And sometimes I feel like I try and order a little bit more. And I feel like it's rude to the business, but some people are straight up just gonna buy iced coffee and sit there. Like, dude, you
that's
spent
people's lives, bro.
$2.99 and you sat here the whole day. That's crazy.
Yo,
anyways,
I used to go to Starbucks and I used to spend 6 to 8 hours there studying, but I would probably study like 2 hours.
Yeah.
The other time, like, I would just sit. I wouldn't even want coffee, but I would buy coffee off of habit. Yeah. And just chat with everyone, see what everyone's doing. Like, those lives, dude, coffee life.
It's chill. Yeah. But, I mean, I guess that's all I have to say about that.
I'm telling you, I'm just saying, just needs to vlog. That's my thing. That's my thing. I think you need to go and just test it out. Can we test it out?
I mean, do the people want it? Do
you
want
it?
People
want it.
Do you want it?
No one's really saying anything, but you should do it and just get it going. Because once we start rolling, you'll go back and be like, oh shit.
So okay, go ahead.
I do keep track of everything I do. Is that weird to say? Like, but no, just privately.
It's not
for myself.
Weird. No, but share
I
with
do.
the world.
Like, I write like a
video.
I do a journal.
Is a medium that like you could actually see. It's a different like
outlook. So just like to be honestly,
can I say one thing about the coffee?
Yeah, go for it first. Go for it.
I was just gonna say.
Give you a massage.
Thank you.
Can't do that. Go for it. Is that distracting?
No, I like it. All right. But going to these different coffee shops and being there for like 6 hours, you sample the city's people. I feel. And I went to Pasadena. I went to Arts District, LA. I went to East LA at like some random spots, like in the middle of nowhere. And you really you get to see like the community. It's cool,
dude.
I don't know.
All right.
That's just like a whatever thing.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
it's
with that being said, I feel like I've taken control of your life the past year.
You made a lot of suggestions, yeah.
I made a lot of suggestions. Yeah. Let's say one. Tell me when you first got, not when you first got with Ann. Was it when you first got with Ann? I was like, yo, cuz.
Oh, Bootang?
Yeah.
Oh, Bootang.
I was like, yo, this is your year. You can about to do mad shit this year. Was I not right?
Well, the thing about Bootang is, sometimes when things working out really good, you get scared, I'm like, dang. Well, for me. And then I remember I confided in Good Boy. I was like, yo, dude, this girl's chill, but I don't know. He was just, what did you tell me?
I said, I don't know. What did I say? What did I say?
What you just said earlier. I think you just said go for it. If it's right, it's right.
I was like, yo, like, just go with it, bro. Like, you guys are having a good time. You seem happy.
4 years later, dude.
You're smiling.
4 years later, still chilling.
Let me ask you a quick. I forget. When I said, yo, because this is going to be your year, was that like your first year dating?
Yeah, it just happened to fall around the...
Like a first year or like the second year or something like that?
No, it was the same year.
The same year? I was like, Just...
Or second year.
This is your year. And guess what? Just went on like nonstop. It was a jam-packed year. You were like event to event,
dude,
to trip to trip
dude,
to
this
event.
Is why All right, I'm gonna give you credit here, but it's like this is why the podcast, no matter how silly it is, I feel like I say a lot of silly, like almost borderline stoner sounding shit on here, but it's like the power of belief is crazy. Like you gassed me up so much and said, "This is your year. This is your year. This is your year." That I was just like, you know what, dude?
This is your year.
This is my year, dude. And I just,
and
I would say that dude, the very last day of 2017, I stayed up for like 5 hours, like up until like the sun came up. The next, 2018 arrived, and I painted a portrait to commemorate from start to finish 2017.
Drew one?
And I was like half asleep because we just came back from celebrating New Year's, and I came back home. Wasn't like 100%, sober, I guess you could say. New Year's, right?
You weren't hydrated.
I wasn't. Yeah, I was very hydrated. Come home, I'm just like, I'm gonna paint this painting, bro. 2017 is my year. I gotta commemorate it, and I painted it. And then every year since then, which has only been 2018, right? So 2017, 2018's last year, I made a painting to commemorate the year.
What was it of? Can we see it? Can you show
us? It's just a portrait of me and Boothang.
Okay.
Well, not just portraits. Yeah, I'll show you guys for sure.
And then guess what? Tight. Next thing that happened, right? Chapter 2. I said, "Damn, just you having a crazy year." I'm not sure if this is verbatim, right? But I was like, "That was your year." But also, this ain't the Just I Know. You need to grow your hair. The Just I Know used to do this all the time. Huh? Used to wear a V-neck t-shirt, right? Super painted on jeans. Not even skinny painted on, because I was like, hey, there's your cock print.
Yeah.
So
I was very not ashamed
and
of
always
that.
had a ukulele.
Oh, dang. That was embarrassing.
So
yes.
I was like, grow your hair out, Tell me, not a lot, like a lot of positive things that have happened since you've grown your hair. And I was like, also grow out your facial hair or try, I said that.
I'll tell you 2 things.
Okay, tell me 2 things.
2 things about, first of all, again, lots of fear at first, but I knew you were right. I looked at old pictures of myself, and I was like, damn, I miss that dude.
That's a good dude.
I fucking miss that dude. It's because, like, while I had short hair, well, here's the thing. While I had short hair, I feel like each time I went to get my haircut, it was a good haircut, you know what I mean? But I kept trying, like, I did really short sides. I did, okay, maybe a little bit more even all around.
Let me part it over like this. Let me part
it one way. Let me put it back.
And shout out to Hugh Salon for giving amazing haircuts during that time period.
Yeah, no, straight up.
But when you cut your hair like that, I was like, oh, he looks like Tito Pete. No disrespect, you are your dad's son, but you're not Tito Pete. You're Justin Ankako. So be Justin Ankako. Now my next thing is, Drew, baby, you have to show me a picture of your dad so I can see if you look like your dad or not, because then I'll tell you what to do with your life.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I didn't tell you my 2 things, though.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Okay.
I wonder, because, it doesn't really bother me that much when you interrupt me or when I interrupt you or whatever. Yeah. But I wonder how it is for the listener. Like,
they're probably like, oh, there he goes.
Is it infuriating?
There's probably some like, oh, there he goes, and some like, yo, man, let Justin finish.
But yeah, probably. Right, yeah,
go
let me
for it.
finish.
Because
sometimes I don't know. I can't guarantee that when I revisit, what I'm gonna say if it's the same thing. Because I'm gonna say something regardless,
or the same emotions.
But I guess I was like, damn, I gotta go through that awkward phase. And even with growing my facial hair, I don't know if you guys like it or not. I like it.
They love it, dude.
Whatever it is.
They love it.
But I had to go through with like patches for months. I had to go with like really awkward hair for a while. But you know what, dude? Like, it's crazy, that experience. Like, in the beginning, you're obviously thinking about it all the time. So embarrassed a little bit. but then, you still got 2 months to go before everything kind of settles in, maybe even longer. Like for my facial hair, and be honest, a little longer. You just like get so used to like looking not, like that awkwardness. It just gave me a whole like bunch of confidence because you realize like, hey, nobody's really treating me any different. I look silly goose. I look,
you know what it is,
but it's like no one. So now I just don't care. And then now I actually have my long hair. Yeah. And it's like that journey.
Yeah. And that's just like in any other situation. There's going to be that rough patch. Like, let's say you're going to school. You're like, yo, man, I can't really hang out. That's like the awkward stage, technically. Who's that?
I think it was the janitor.
Someone came in the studio.
Cleaning lady got here early. No, God bless your soul.
So
her daughters are super tight.
The awkward stage in life is that time where you have to be grinding, right? So, like, let's say, like, Junior, for instance, right? We haven't seen Junior because he has to really buckle down and study. But we're not judging him or getting mad at him because we know where he's trying to get. Yeah. Same thing with you. Like, oh, Justin, look, his hair is not that short or not that long. He's going through that awkward stage, but we know where he's going. Yeah. And he's still the same guy. The guy so my next thing is, and also before I say this is, like we said before in a previous podcast, I have your best interest, bro. I'm not gonna put you in a bad situation or make you look stupid. I have your best interest, bro. So, vlog. Give the people what they want. Give the people what they want, dude. Pen drop. So what do you think about that? You scared? Don't be a little bitch. You scared?
What? I'm here.
You scared?
I'm always scared. That's the thing.
I think the thing you have to get used to, obviously, Drew, is the whole this, right? The whole
holding it is okay, but looking into the camera and like just maintaining that eye to sensor, like eye to lens connection.
Yeah. Just picture me. Picture me looking at you.
Yeah, and honestly, it's okay to be scared. I'm gonna be honest, I'm perpetually in a state of fear, dude. Like,
you are?
Yeah, but it fucking feels good, dude. Like, watch a scary movie sometimes. Why do you want to be comfortable, dude? Like, I'm always
just watch scary movies.
I'm always just like, part of being a performer, part of being a teacher. It's like it's scary each day. I don't know, for me, like not even just to be in front of like people, like 35 faces talking to them. It's just like life is scary, dude. It's part.
Yeah,
fear's tight, dude.
And this is off topic. Fuck it, we always go off topic. Yeah. Since we're invested in Drew and Drew's invested in us, all I want for you, Drew, is to get these gems firsthand.
Yeah.
And just be the best person you could be, man. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
But you know how you're talking about like, well, you obviously like help me a lot, give me advice and things like that. And you have like your best intentions and things like that.
Yeah, I just want you to vlog.
Yeah. Just want me to vlog. Maybe I'm gonna vlog. Good to vlog. But I don't know, this kind of goes to like what Drew Baby was talking to me about, because I want to hear what Drew Baby has to say.
Yeah.
What do you think about like a lot of people, when they give you advice, they have your best interests?
Of course. Not a lot of people.
Not a lot. Sometimes it's like sometimes they're projecting their own things. But let's just say, for example, like your parents.
Let's say us, because we obviously have your best interests.
Yeah.
Well,
what I'm saying is like sometimes people give really terrible advice, but they justify it by saying, even if you come back and say, bro, that was really bad advice, or like, yeah, listen, that was really bad advice. Sometimes, well, my intentions were really good though. Just in the end, my intentions were good. Like, what do you think about on the flip side of that? You know what I'm saying?
Me or talking to Drew Baby?
Or Drew Baby. Like,
side to
to both of you, I guess. So like, sometimes people, how do you deal with All right, let me phrase it in a good question then.
Yes, please do.
When you get advice that isn't maybe the best advice, or maybe that doesn't resonate with what you're trying to do, but people are adamant about it in your life, especially like say someone like your parents or someone, and they justify it by saying like, you know, oh, we have your best interests in you and stuff like that. How do you go about navigating through those kind of situations? You know, when they have your best interest, but sometimes maybe that advice don't vibe with you, is what I'm trying to say in so many words.
I think like if you become aware of that question and then become aware of yourself, like what do I want versus like what do I want because of that factor or that influence, then that's what I would do. Like self-awareness.
Self-awareness is key. Because it always comes down to you.
Yeah. You know what? Also here too a lot is someone giving you advice and be like, yeah, but you know, you can do whatever you want. You know?
Almost trying to guilt like.
Yeah, like you can do whatever. You don't have to follow me.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want. I'm just saying, but do what you want. It's like, I am going to do what I want. Trust me. I'm going to do what I want. And
we always do what we want. We talk about what we want. We do what we want. We live how we want.
I usually don't say that. I'll say it when I'm messing around because someone's going to be like, oh, you always say that. And I always say that when I mess around. But usually when I give advice and I don't really give too much advice, I usually just say it. And it's usually around my close friends, my family. I say it and that's it. And you take it for what it is. You have to understand, because we obviously built a relationship. I'm assuming that you understand the relationship that we built, that I'm saying because I'm not going to put you in a position to look stupid or fail. My thing is to help you succeed. And if you think that will help you succeed, or you can take bits and parts of it, cool. But that's what it is. I'm not going to say like,
force it on people.
Yeah, I'm not going to force it on you. I'm just telling you what I see, my point of view, and
just leave it at that. No, it's true.
You know? True, no?
But, I mean, I guess in the end, I guess what I'm trying to say, too, Drew, baby, is you really do, like, I mean, Good Boy helped me out a lot, but I think even looking through this podcast, I've always bombarded with, like, everyone's advice, you know? And I think, like, the younger me, like, everyone's advice, like cutting my hair resulted from people's advice. Straight up. No, it really did. And, you know, it took me a while. And with the help of Good Boy.
Good Boy, good advice.
Just be like, you know, kind of decide for myself what advice I wanted to take. Yeah. I only brought that up with you, Drew, because you were talking about, like, not to put your business out there, but.
Put it out there.
Huh?
You're good.
No, but you know, like with you have experience of being in a Filipino family. You know, Filipino families are like many families have.
We're
big
putting it out there. He's Filipino.
And sometimes you don't know how to choose, like who to listen to. You know, because there's like a lot of stuff going on, a lot of inner dialogue.
That's why shout out to Soul Beats. We had a conversation like that kind of with Soul Beats where, you know, he was. I'm not sure if he was going back and forth, but I told him, yo, you're dope at being a DJ, dope at, you know, creating music. I know your parents want you to do this. Guess what? You can always do that. It's not, I think, you know, coming from the generation where you're, you know, Filipino parents from the Philippines and you're born here, you don't want to go against what your parents are telling you to do, especially because they sacrifice so much and you feel obligated to pay them back by listening to what they're saying and what they want you to do. But you have to understand that this is your life. Your parents are not always going to be there. And you're doing what you love, and you can make them happy by being successful in that thing. You know what I mean? So for Mike, he was going to nursing school because that's what would make his parents happy, or was on the like path, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, be successful in this DJing, creating music, producing, and they'll be like, "Hey, he's successful doing that. Like, he's good," you know.
Yeah. I mean, also,
They'll be happy for you if you're, you know.
It comes down to the same thing. You got to do what you want, but if you're gonna do what you want, you got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to go
all the way. Yeah, you can't half-ass it. Yeah, dude. I say do what you want, but do it to the umpth of your ability, and you'll become successful. And you being successful, and it doesn't always have to boil down to a money thing. When you're successful, money takes care of itself, you know. Your parents will see that and be happy. They just want you to be successful because they sacrifice so much, you know. That's it.
Drew Baby's over there falling asleep.
My Drew Baby over here taking gems. He's like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense."
Drew Baby's like,
Drew Baby like, "Yeah, that makes sense. That motherfucking makes sense."
Yeah, man.
I feel like I said that many a times to kids.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You know what's crazy about dogs? Like having a dog is
Out of nowhere talking
I
about
almost
dogs.
switched
Go for it though.
it's like, you know, when they get that summer cut,
Oh yeah,
when puppies get that summer cut,
like Teddy.
you know, like, yeah, because sometimes you have a dog and it's like a little fluff ball, looks like a little snowman, and then after you shave it all off, it's
looks
like
ugly.
It looks crazy ugly, but actually a little bit cute once you get used to it.
Okay. Like a little bit cute.
A little cute once you get used to it. You're like, okay, it's not so bad. It's almost like you get you get to enjoy having a different kind of dog. It's pretty tight as fuck. Because, you know, like I walked down, you know, I was walking the dog, and it's like, damn, I'm walking a different dog. This ain't the same dog I had a week ago. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah.
And also, just wanted to talk about that. Give me
Get your
massage.
thoughts back together. Get your thoughts back.
They're always together. My thoughts have been together.
IJK.
I just, you know, talk about family a lot. Pets,
Do you think
pets are my family too?
I also want to know, do you think when we tell you shit, Drew, that we're trying to put shit on you? Like, and these fucking old ass guys, this bald guy and this beautiful hair guy.
No, I don't think you guys are trying to push anything on me. It's just like another, perspective again. Like,
I just want, I don't want to feel like we're pushing stuff on people, just perspective.
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you. Made me feel good about myself. Yeah, man. Sorry, man.
Why are you sorry?
I don't know. I got quiet. I had to feel the dead air or dead whatever it's called.
No, that's a myth, dude. You know, I know people.
Hey.
The fact that you gotta I feel like this is what I realized early on is if you feel like you gotta just keep talking and talking and talking and talking, there's nothing wrong with dead air sometimes, dude. A little bit of air to breathe makes me feel good, and gives you time. It gives our listeners out there to go grab a snack. Merienda time. How y'all feeling?
Also, that phrase I just made up right now: dead air, don't care.
Dead air, don't care.
Long hair, don't care. No hair, don't care. You know.
Yeah. But definitely excited for the future, bro.
I'm excited for the future. The future is female. Especially with the World Cup, just happening. The future is female.
That shit was real, man.
I mean, they were chanting like,
future is female.
No, equal pay.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Or the
real,
crowd
bro.
was.
That's cool. I also know women that make more money than me, so.
Yeah. But I totally get the whole soccer thing.
I get it too, I guess.
But
Yeah,
the
give them
thing
more
is,
pay.
I don't know enough about that to.
Yeah, I don't know logistically what's happening. But
I want more. I want equal for everyone. You know? I want equal followers as Chris D'Elia. So, is that insensitive?
Why is that insensitive?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, the whole thing about I don't want get too political or anything, but the whole thing with women's rights and things like that. And double standards and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was at Arts District today, and Yo, dude. I was having coffee, and then I saw this girl come in.
Oh yeah, speak on it.
Recording.
Yeah, it did. It says it. Yeah. We're back.
But I saw this girl there, and she was, first of all, like, beautiful, 6 foot, whatever, nice legs, everything. You know, I'm not trying
nice
to
legs.
Dude, you know, she's beautiful, and she was wearing
nice legs.
I don't know how to describe it. It was like a
Cloth.
Tube top.
It was like a tube top, but really thin and split in the middle and tied together with the shoe.
Okay.
And no bra, you know. Looked like they're like little, like, it's like she had like little
Nipples?
Yeah, nipples. That's the word. And dude, she had a dog in a tie-dye outfit with like dinosaur, like a necklace with like dinosaur bones around it. Anyways, like, totally doing her thing, but I'm just like, yo, I kind of wanted to like yell at her. It was like distracting almost. Not that like you could dress however you want, but in my mind, I'm just like, all I wanted to say was like, yo, we get it. We get it. You're hot. It's just like she was like so in your face about it.
What kind of shoes?
She was so in your face about how hot she was. And
She had Uggs.
I don't know if that's something, but I'm not like offended by it, but right next to her was like this family on vacation. And God bless that little boy. He was with his sister, must have been like 7. Both his dad and him could not stop looking at this girl's titties. And I'm just like,
I just want to say some titties.
yeah. And I kind of made eye contact with that girl, and I didn't look away.
Did you go like this?
I went like this.
Like it.
I was like, dude, I know you want me to look. I'm going to look. But, I mean, I just, like, I think it's, I don't know what, I think it's so funny when people are so loud about how hot they are. I mean, is that cool? I mean, that's cool, I guess. Is that the thing now? I mean,
It's always been.
you know,
the
like,
thing,
people
bro.
are just, well, here's it, but it's like,
I don't know if it's insecure.
do I sound like an old person now? But, like, people just, like, walking around, like, half naked? Is it 2000? It's 2019.
It's summertime, bro.
Summertime.
You know what? Her thing was, it's summertime.
But she's, like, in the middle of the city, though. I guess it's hot, huh?
It's hot.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm upset because I want to do that.
You know why? Because it's unnecessary. You know
It's
what?
unnecessary.
It's unnecessary.
We get it.
It's unnecessary. We get it.
We get it. You're hot.
You can wear it because it's hot, but it's unnecessary. You could have walked out with a full.
Is it
tank
safe
top.
to say that it's extra?
Yeah, it's extra.
Yeah.
Extra with an X.
I don't know.
No EX.
But also, I don't give a fuck. It's chill.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're done.
Is that it?
I just want to keep on going. We've never really been in this space before.
Dude, this is a new space. This is that past hour space.
Yeah.
I like to keep it with an hour.
Yeah.
All right.
That cool with you, Drew, baby?
I'm cool with it.
Let's go. Save your energy for the vlog you're about to post.
The vlog I'm about to post?
Yeah. Give him the
Yo, I got plenty of
password
energy,
too, so
bro.
we can get some clippies, bro.
Right.
Real quick, how's your weekend, Drew?
Pretty relaxing. I'm just like thinking of what I gotta do, like pre-plan, with school.
How do you feel? Are we pushy? Is Justin pushy because he's only been in contact with you? I don't really have your number like that.
What?
As far as like, yo, where's this shit? I'm not gonna lie. I was like, where's Drew baby's shit?
Where's his work?
Where's his work?
Yeah.
And then when he gave it to me, I'm like, oh, this is good.
So like the first like day or two, like I was like, okay, it was like July 3rd. I was like, I'm gonna drop it. Like,
Oh, you had it already?
No, like we had it. I was ready with it, but then like, talking with Justin, maybe the night of July 3rd, he was like, okay, let's add this like song.
Oh, true.
And
I went to
I
dinner.
was like,
then.
okay, we'll just make it July 4th, and then
Okay.
that was it.
Nice. And
Oh, yeah. July 4th, good time to drop it.
yeah, fireworks happen.
Fireworks.
But everything's good though. We're not like everything's fine. Like it's not.
Do we sound arrogant?
I don't know. I mean, everything's cool. I mean, like one
All right.
thing that I'm looking at is like when the camera, right?
Yeah.
The video portion. It caps at 30 minutes. So
I got it.
30 minutes to the next clip, I just fade it into like Merienda Time podcast on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you are like our true audience here, dude. So you got to tell us if we sound crazy, if we say dumb shit, which we are gonna say dumb shit.
But
And just to clarify with the whole seeing that girl's like titties and stuff, I just want to say, because this is like these are these times. I don't want to get haters on here. Although you won't get haters.
I want haters.
Yeah. I am. All I'm saying is I am very body positive.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to know what your guys.
No body shaming.
I want to
here.
know. Put in the comments. What are your thoughts about that? Like.
Or we could have asked her, or you could have asked her, like, if
you
could, like,
maybe I can ask her next time.
Like, why do you think, like,
you know what's crazy? If he was vlogging,
I could have went up to her.
He could have went up to her and been like, hey.
Yeah.
You got your point
Yeah. I was like, so what is your motivation for looking so, like, hot?
Like, yeah, I know. I'm dressing for Merienda Time podcast.
I was like, yo, lady, I just want to say, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Also, that kid's 7 over there. I think it's appropriate for him to see that.
Also,
maybe it is. Maybe it's just boobs. You know what I mean? Because it is just boobs. I don't know. That's what this is all about.
But you're good though. Like, we're not pushy on the getting stuff done.
Perfect.
Okay. I just want to establish a great relationship here. Yeah, man. I just want clips, dude. I just want clips.
Yeah.
I just want to increase our Instagram. That's why.
Okay, yeah.
That's all. That's all I want. Should we
end it?
Should we sign off?
Yo, we moving. This is the second ever video podcast that we've had here on YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you like it. We hope you love us, because fact is we love you guys. And we're moving, and we're moving, and we're moving.
And we're not saying
that you're behind.
We're just telling you to what?
Catch up. Catch up with your boys.
Catch up. Oh, yeah.
Peace out.
Cha cha cha. Cha cha cha.